An update for you from the Mortgage Center. We love helping people and we love sharing information with you. So, this is an update for the end of September, early October 2023. Um, all I can say is things suck. There's no way to sugarcoat this. What we've seen is that it's been a second straight month in a row where inflation has gone up. And we were kind of expecting that because with inflation and how they measure inflation, it's based on a 12-month sort of time chunk. And last year, in July and August, we had seen, last year in 2022, we had seen inflation come down. But because it's always sort of like a rolling average that they're looking at, because inflation is a lagging indicator, those months of low inflation for that 12-month sort of time period have dropped off. So it's inflation, that a number has gone up. And so the markets obviously responded to that. Um, Fortunately, the Bank of Canada maintained its overnight lending rate. They had just made a rate announcement at the beginning of September, but they had said we are still going to, there's still some tightening, fiscal tightening that they have to do. So markets are now pricing in one more rate hike before the end of the year and probably no rate cuts in 2024. So hang on to your hats and, let's see what happens. So a couple of things and recommendations for you. There is a little bit of a silver lining in this. Um, for those of you who are renewing your mortgage, or if you have friends that are renewing their mortgage into 2024, one of the things that we can do, especially if you've got a mortgage with a bank, is it's probably registered as a collateral charge. And this is kind of neat, especially if you have a mortgage and a secured line of credit, and you've got some debt on the secured line of credit, and you're not writing off that interest. We can actually pull the mortgage and the secured line of credit into one loan, because on the secured line of credit, you're going to be paying close to 8% on that. And if you're not writing off the interest, you want to bring that secured line of credit into your mortgage when it comes up for renewal. And because of how the loan is registered, you can actually re-amortize the mortgage. So if you were, scheduled to a 15-year amortization, and again, your payment has jumped up significantly, there is a little bit of a trick that we can do, and we can pull that mortgage and the secured line of credit into one and re-amortize the mortgage and still get you a pretty decent rate. This is especially true if your house is valued under $1 million. And the reason for that is the mortgage can be back end insured against default. And if you have good credit and good income, then you can get a better rate, probably better than what your current lender has offered you. So just a little trick. If your mortgage isn't coming up for renewal and you've got the mortgage and the secured line of credit and you want to switch it from a variable into a fixed rate mortgage, we can still do that. Of course, there are some costs to that. There's a cost to discharge the mortgage, maybe a penalty. However, we can wrap that into the mortgage. So the message for you today on if your mortgage is coming up for renewal is be proactive and what we can do, it's not necessarily just about the interest rate anymore. It's about maintaining your cash flow and looking at your budget a little bit more carefully. The other thing I should mention to you is we've been doing a lot more Manulife One products. And a Manulife One is a very specialized tool. It's not necessarily for first-time home buyers, but it really can allow you to improve your family cash flow. Or if you have a rental property, it can allow you to adjust the cash flow requirements on it, because rents have gone up, but so have interest rates and so have monthly payments. So again, if you've got a mortgage that's coming up for renewal, or if you've got a couple of rental properties and you've got good income and good credit, you may want to look at the Manulife, and we can kind of Manulife One, and we can walk you through that. There is also another little silver lining because what we might start seeing, and we're just starting to see that now, is home prices are starting to come down. And this is a really great opportunity because we are headed into a buyer's market. Not so good if you're selling, but if you are a first time home buyer or buying real estate for your children or even a rental property, maybe. Um, for those people who have good credit and good income, it is going to be a buyer's market. And I've had many first time home buyers who've been sitting in the sidelines for the last year or so looking at putting offers on houses. So we love helping people. I have included a link from the Canadian Mortgage Professionals Canada for a semi-annual report that they've just published on how on the housing market and mortgage rates, just for your interest. Would love to chat with you. The easiest way to get a hold of me, just email me back, or you can use the link below to schedule an appointment. Hope you're doing well. We love helping people. Thank you so much for your trust and your business.